Walking these streets, shadows fall, lost in a world, echoes call, searching for light, voices true, St. James Church in the heart of the blue. Glorify God, nurture all, share the gospel, hear the call. That is what we do at St. James, breaking chains, singing new names, pushing through the night, feeling small, seeking the answers stall, windows of grace stained with hue.
All right, ready?
Well, mission.
Well, welcome to our 75th anniversary conversations. We're here with Dave and Elda Ivey. They've been members here for quite some time, and so we're going to talk to them about their history here. So how did you guys become members, or how did you guys come into the church?
Go ahead.
I was born into it.
Oh, okay.
My mother married a Lutheran, and at that point, she became confirmed, and I was born about a year later. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
And then they divorced after 6 years, so she left the church.
Oh, okay.
And didn't. But I continued to go because my grandparents, or not my grandparents, my aunt and uncle, who used to be members here, continued to pick us up and bring us, Tom and I.
Oh,
And of course, when he became a teenager, he didn't want to go anymore. And
Tom, your
Tom.
brother. Okay.
He didn't want to go.
Who now comes here? Yeah.
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 And I'm so glad he's in church. And then they continued to bring me, and I became interested. And I didn't become confirmed at that time. And then I met him. He and Tom were good friends in school. And he started coming with me, but I wasn't allowed to date yet. Well, maybe we were. By the time you started coming to church with me, we were dating then. And then, so I became an adult in adult confirmation, and he was confirmed the day before he left to go to the Air Force.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And he about passed out. Pastor Knopf at the time caught him.
Oh.
So
Kind of.
he hadn't eaten any breakfast, and he got lightheaded.
Well, I was probably out too late that night.
Not with me. And anyway, we continued to go. I was there for like 42 years.
Oh, okay.
And then when the split happened,
And that was
became an
Was that
ELCA,
St. John?
St. John.
Okay.
We started church shopping,
Okay.
and he said he wasn't going to shop for church. When I found the one I wanted to go to, he would come.
Oh.
And Laura and Bill Pritchett were our best friends at the time, and they and I went to I think we went to a Presbyterian and went to the First Christian. That's what I think. And it just didn't seem right. I missed the liturgy.
Oh, yeah.
And so I came here just before Pastor Carlson. He had been called.
Oh, okay.
And so we came. So he started coming with me, and we just have been here since.
Okay.
And we didn't join for a long time. Many people thought we were members, but we weren't. But we've been here about, what,
Since
37 years?
Well,
About 37 years, I think.
started coming here in August of 1988.
Oh, okay.
So we've been here, what's that, maybe about 40 years?
Getting
37.
close. Get 37, yeah.
I think
Getting
it's
close.
37.
Yeah, right.
Um,
Now, you grew up in the East Coast, though, and then did you move to Marion at some point?
I was born in Holton, Maine, and I was about 10 years old when we moved here to Indiana in 1953.
Oh, okay. And you moved to Marion.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And
But he came there
Yeah,
because his sister was already here.
Mhm.
She had come to Gas City.
Oh, okay.
my parents were both born in New Brunswick, Canada.
Oh, okay.
So they're both Canadians. And I was born in, well, Holton, Maine is right about 2 miles from the New Brunswick border.
Oh,
So
okay.
it wasn't that far away. And
His dad
so
was looking
that's
for
how
work.
that's how it all began. Anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
And then
So then you went to the Air Force, and then you met.
no, I met her and
in
we
junior high
started going
school.
together when we was
Oh,
Junior high
in the
school.
9th grade.
oh, okay.
So we went together 5 years before we got married, and
Oh, okay.
this August will be 3 years.
Wow.
And we were married in St. John Lutheran.
Okay.
And then graduated in 61 and got married in 62. And then I went with him to Florida when he was in the Air Force. And our son was born there.
Mm-hmm.
And then came back, and then he went to Hawaii. And I didn't get to go
Oh.
because I had a child. I had to get a job, and
Oh.
it's very expensive to live there if you're not
Oh,
an
sure.
officer.
Sure.
And you couldn't live on base, so we knew I'd have to work, and I didn't want to, with a new baby, I didn't want to do that. So I stayed here, and he didn't get home, maybe 3 times in that 2 years?
Well, I came home on leave 2 times.
It was in the whole
Oh,
2
wow.
years. And then the
Wow.
3rd time he was
Well,
out.
1 in 3 years. It was 2 years.
I said 2 years.
Oh, okay.
And by the end, the 3rd time you came home, you
Yeah.
That was it.
you were out, yeah. And that would have been, 65?
I got out. I was in from
66.
62 to 66.
66.
Oh, okay.
February 66.
Okay.
And then he went to Ball State to school at night for
Mhm.
accounting.
Oh, okay.
But then he got a job. It was that was nights, so he couldn't finish his education at Ball State. So
Oh.
the bank, he went to the bank, and they continued to educate you.
Yeah.
He got
Oh.
to go to classes
Went to-
and stuff.
Programming schools and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
And when I was in when I was in Hawaii, I went to a computer programming school, and that's how I kind of get into it.
Oh, okay.
Well, he actually started down in Florida.
Yeah.
When he was in the Air Force down there, he was doing something with computers. Back then, you had the huge,
Oh, yeah, the
big ones, the whole room full.
whole room full. Yeah, yeah.
And he did all that. He did this programs this thick.
Wow.
I'm like, oh my goodness, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, it was something else in those days, wasn't it? Big. Yeah.
While he
See
was in
pictures of-
Hawaii, I went to work at First National Bank in Marion, which used to be a locally owned bank downtown,
Oh,
right on the corner of 3rd and Washington.
Mhm.
Is that 3rd?
Yes.
3rd and Washington. And I worked there, and then he came and he got on there for
Oh.
programming. And that's when he had to quit going to Ball State because he got that job. And we both worked there together, or not together, but at the same time. And I left to have 2 more children. And that still wasn't, we were still at St. John then.
Mhm.
And because the kids Scott was already gone to college, and Jill and Holly came here with us. She got married here. Jill did.
okay.
What year was that?
1993.
Okay, so we'd only been here a few years, and Holly was still a teenager. Was she? No, she had to be older than that. She passed away in 22, or at age 22 in 95.
Mm.
Mhm.
So Jill got married here. Pastor Carlson married them. Pastor Carlson did Holly's funeral.
Mm.
Been here ever since.
Yeah.
Um,
So what things have you done in the church since you've been here?
I've just been a usher, greeter. And for about 10 years, we used to have a LLL, Lutheran Lineman League golf scramble.
Oh, yeah.
So I kind of was in charge of that for 10 years.
Oh, okay.
And it kind of phased out when COVID hit.
Yeah.
So I kind of did away with that.
Yeah.
it was good. Forever Young.
Yeah. You know, we've gone to Forever Young, and
There used to be Bible studies in people's homes,
Oh, okay.
and Laura and Bill Pritchett had one in their home, and it was we went to that, and that was Langs were there, Mel and Barb Strasser. In fact, do you remember what's his name that died at the VA? Willis.
Oh, Willis, yeah.
Remember
Willis.
his little
Willis
lady
Fisher.
friend that used to
Right,
come with
yeah,
him?
yeah.
Her and her husband,
Oh, okay.
Lois and, I don't remember his name, Mark. Lois and Mark Hinkle.
Oh, okay.
Used to come to the same Bible study, and that's how I first met
Oh,
her.
okay.
And they were good friends of Willis and his wife.
Okay.
And so
Right,
Lois
I
and
remember
Willis
that.
were just friends. But
Sure.
that's how we met them. But we had that Bible study. I don't remember why that Bible study stopped. Bill died rather suddenly, and Laura died 19
About a
months
year
after
after
he,
him.
19 months after he died, she
Hmm.
died. But that stopped before that, and I can't remember why we stopped having that Bible study. But we used to go to their house for that Bible study.
So, what are some things you've done in the church? What haven't you done in the church?
Well, I need to go back and say we were not members for many years, so we weren't able to serve on any boards, which didn't really bother us because we had been so active in the other church and work and serving on boards. He was treasurer twice, and I was financial secretary, and I went still working, raising kids. And so when we came here, we were just kind of burnt out.
Oh, sure.
And that's mainly why we didn't join right away. Weren't sure we were going to stay. Well, I knew we were because I wanted to stay Lutheran. And so I haven't done a lot of that kind of stuff at all. I haven't done anything on that. Although I did serve on a committee one time with Tom Smith and Chabot that came up with Glorify God, Nurture All.
Oh, the mission statement.
I remember that, and then I quit going to it.
Oh.
I thought, they knew what they were doing, and I didn't, so I just let them finish it. But I kind of just. But anyway, after a while, we just kind of forgot about joining.
Right.
Sure. We'd been here, we'd
sure,
been doing
sure,
everything,
you're
we knew
here,
all the
you're here,
people, we just
Yeah,
never
you
thought anything
remember,
about it,
so-
and then we finally decided we ought to do that. So we just did it 4 years ago.
Oh, yeah. I know it was
Just
about the
before
time I
you
got
came.
here. Yeah.
Pastor Glander,
Right.
one Sunday, and our
It was his last day here.
it was
Oh,
his
what's
last
it? Oh,
Sunday.
it was right before.
And he said he would do it right after service because
okay.
he wouldn't get up in front of people since we'd been here so long. So, and our sponsors, I guess you'd say, or witnesses were Aaron's because they happened to be here to take communion.
Oh, okay.
So they
That's
were our
funny.
witnesses. But I don't know. I've got it written down. I don't know where it is. I've been on just about anything: VBS, Nativity Walk, Trunk or Treat, Margot's Blankets, funeral dinners, other dinners, greeters,
Yeah,
Alder
you've done
Guild.
a lot of the dinners and stuff like that, and you're the wedding coordinator, and you have 3 weddings coming up. Did you know that?
Well, one I probably won't do much for, but I'll
Right.
be here to make sure everything's okay. I don't even know when hers is.
Yeah, the first one's at the end of this month. So.
Yeah. That one I'm working on already. Of course, Forever Young, I used to help Norm organize that, and we had a committee
Right.
that would get our stuff going, and we did that until the pandemic came
Yeah.
along. I used to help Matt, and I used to help Roger Carpenter with the janitorial stuff. I used to like to do that, and I used to paint a lot. I painted
Oh.
walls. Rita and I painted this wall before
wow.
they painted it this color. Rita
Oh.
and I had painted it
That's
that
right,
other
they did.
color.
Peanut, yeah.
And I used to love to paint, and I painted a lot. And then before Pastor Larman came, we used to paint scenery, big sceneries. I think I've shown you some pictures. And it would be Dottie Wolf and me and Kathy. And we'd paint these scenery. And I loved doing that. You would project it on there. That was great to see those sceneries. Well, then he was an artist. So we started.
Pastor Larman?
Yeah, and I think we did 1 year after he came. And he had me wanting to paint all these trees, and I was having trouble. I thought, they all look alike. I couldn't make it. Just was. So he came in and he was showing me. Anyway, from there on, we never had sceneries.
Oh, okay.
So,
And you take care of the flowers outside.
yeah, that's coming up.
Yeah. I noticed it driving in today. The spring has sprung.
And I used to be in the women's Bible study that met here on Tuesday, the all-county one.
Oh, yeah.
I loved that. I was so sad when that ended, and that was pandemic.
Yeah.
Out of that. But then
Well, it was going when I got here, but I think it was a year, and then they came in and said, well, they didn't have anybody to lead it anymore. That the ladies
no,
were
our
retiring.
leader passed away, and she was
Yeah.
so good. It was a great thing. We had in the beginning, I can't remember how many were there, but a lot, at least 50. There's more than that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was quite a big.
Nancy could tell you,
It was
'cause
quite
she
a
was
big
one
when
of
I
the
came here.
teachers.
It was quite a.
Yeah, it was a lot.
And that was
We
during
really-
COVID.
Yeah, really enjoyed that. I did help with the habitat house that we built out here in the.
Oh,
Jerry and Roger got me into that. I hammered a few nails and could only do so much, but that was interesting, and I really enjoy that habitat. I think it's a worthwhile organization.
yeah, it's a very good organization.
That's about it, I hope.
Okay. So, who are some people that have made a big impact on you here?
Well,
Go ahead.
you go ahead. Use all your. You had a lot of mentors here.
Oh, sure.
No. Bill and Laura Pritchett, Paul Lang, Ken Israel, Joe Chambers, Ron Haymaker, Phil Rozelle, Dave Lerner.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Phil Rozelle and him were really good friends. When you saw him just before he died.
Mm.
Phil was a go-getter, and like I've heard people in here say before, you didn't say no to Phil. He wouldn't let you. Me, it's just been everyone. Of course, Laura and Bill were our best friends, and then Langs, we were very close to them. And at one time, Pritchett's, Langs, us, Anthonsons, Dale and Nancy, and Lang's daughter Paula.
Right.
Okay, she's not married, and she had a home in
Marshall, Michigan.
and we used to go up there once a year in the fall to the home tour.
Oh.
So all of us would go, and we'd all stay at Paula's house except for Laura and Bill because they had so many allergies, and Paula had a dog. Always had a dog.
Yeah.
And one time Barb Faust went with us, and we'd have a great time. I mean, Paula would plan the whole thing out, and it was great.
The ladies would go to the house tours, and we'd go play golf.
We'd go play golf.
Oh, yeah.
And except Dale.
Yeah,
Dale didn't play golf, so he went with all the ladies. So we always would say it was Dale and his harem.
Oh, yeah.
He'd soon disappear though and go find ice cream places. And then we would meet them in the evening for dinner. And Paula had it all planned out. She had an itinerary she'd give us. This is what we're going to do, and that was always great. And it was great to be with church people.
Yeah.
Sure. And that was what was great. We'd play games at night, card games or board games or something. Who else? Oh, well, of course, before I came here, I knew the McClures, especially Grandma McClure. And she told me, if you're not going to be there, you need to be here. And she and my grandmother, my grandmother was the matriarch of that church.
Oh.
And she was the matriarch here. And they were friends.
Oh, that's cool.
But my grandmother died before we ever came here. Well, just a couple of years before we came. She would have had a fit if she'd have known we left. But of course, now I knew Kathy's mom before I ever knew Kathy.
Kathy Mathias's mom. Oh,
she came here.
Right.
I knew her before, and she was a friend of my mother's, so I knew her before before I ever knew Kathy. I never knew Kathy, and Kathy always ran around in the movie theater. She probably told you that when she was a little kid.
Oh.
And I said, well, we were always there. I don't remember ever seeing you. She said when she was young, she was in the ticket booth.
Oh.
But then she came here, and I got to know her, and she and Pat now are probably my best friends here.
Yeah, that's what they said yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah. They called the Three Musketeers.
We were the Three Musketeers, yeah. In fact, they wanted me to come and be with them yesterday, and I said, I don't think I can do that. I said, I trust you. They're great friends. And I don't know if Pat told you the first time she ever came here. She was visiting, and I saw her sitting on the same seat where she always sits, where she was sitting.
Oh.
And she was all alone, and so I went and sat by her and introduced myself and invited her. And she still remembers that. She said, oh, I remember. You were the first person. And the first people that really welcomed us was Lawrence's. Remember? Mr. and Mrs. Lawrence. I can't remember their names.
I can't
first
remember
names.
either.
They both had passed away a long time ago. And we never really ever got to know them, though. They're just really nice people. They lived right out there by where Pastor Lorman lived.
Oh.
But they both passed away quite a while ago. But they were very nice. But gosh, we've been here so long. We know everybody. Everybody's good friends.
Sure.
And the one thing I want to say is you can so depend on people when you're in in times of need. I used to always say Lutherans were kind of stoic, quiet
Yeah.
to themselves until you needed help.
Right.
And they just came out of the woodwork.
Yeah. That's a pretty accurate description. Yeah. I'd
Right.
say
And when
that,
we
yeah.
moved, I asked a few people to help. And I think that first day, there were 14 people, counting us.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't believe it. Well, you had that experience.
Yeah. We moved here during COVID, and I had COVID over Thanksgiving, and I was still having the long-term effects of it. I thought it was over with, but boy, moving just was exhausting.
It
And so
is.
we somehow got out of our house in Toledo, and that was hard. And then we got down here, and we showed up, and there were like 30 people that showed up to load the van. I've never so thankful in my entire life, because
No.
I'm thinking I'm going to be going to the ER after I get done doing this if I have to do it on myself. And yeah, everybody. And then when we moved again, because we rented, then everybody did the exact same thing. It was really nice.
Yeah, a lot of great people here.
Yeah.
Um,
And then I fell and broke my ribs after
I
we
remember
had
that.
after we had bought all this furniture in Kokomo, and I'd rented a moving van to go get it. I fell out more and broke my ribs, and so Darla actually went and got and get it. But guys came out and helped her unload because I couldn't lift anything. So yeah.
It's great. Yeah.
Was
I'm sure I
there
have it written down, but I don't know where.
any stories or anecdotes or things you remember from your time here?
I remember the Oktoberfest. They were always fun.
Oh.
Pastor Carlson always wore his lederhosen and come skipping in. I always remember that.
So
And they used to have a Valentine dance.
oh,
It was a dinner and a dance, and they had a gazebo they built in the middle of the gym.
oh, that's
You'd
nice.
have to ask Margaret about that. And you dance in that middle part. That was fun. But they only did that a couple times, I think. And then the mystery dinners were always great. Missed
So-
those.
Why did they stop the Oktoberfest?
I don't know. It was. I think it was not called up. Well, it was called Oktoberfest. I think maybe it's Harvest Festival, something like that.
So did they have beer?
No,
Oh,
not allowed to do that.
oh, okay.
the
I was just
Not in the
curious.
gym.
I mean, I can't imagine Oktoberfest without beer, but
Could have been outside. We could have done that. No.
we could all go over there and.
Well, we got a thing out there.
Yeah, I know. I just
Pavilion.
was curious what that was.
The
That'd
only
be pretty
story
cool.
I can think of was the time I fell and broke my shoulder.
Oh,
It was Orman was here. We're doing the 4-H fairgrounds for VBS.
oh,
Peggy and I were packing it all up to bring it back to church because at that time we had the scenery and there was a lot of stuff and we had to put it back. So I was putting it all back. She went upstairs for something and I was done and went to the kitchen and I saw the plants needed watered. So I thought, okay, I'll get a pitcher of water and go water the plants because I was waiting on Peggy. I didn't want to leave her here by herself. And I dripped water and slipped and fell flat on my face in the kitchen. And
Oh,
I
in the
heard it go-
kitchen.
In the
Oh.
kitchen. I heard it go crack.
ah.
And I never had a broken bone in my life till then.
Oh.
And I got up. I don't know how I got. The kitchen was turned the other way then. You know how they remodeled it. It's completely turned around. So I was able to get up on that convection oven. It was this arm, so I was shoulder. So I was able to get up with this arm. I don't know how I got up because every second it hurt worse and worse. And I kind of yelled for Peggy, and she didn't hear me. And a little bit later, she's coming down. She said, "Did I hear something?" I said, "Yeah, I think I might have broke my shoulder."
Oh.
And I said, "I'm just getting ready to drive myself to the ER." And she said, "Oh, no, you're not going to drive yourself to the ER." So she took me. It was like 10:30 at night. And I thought, he's going to be in bed.
I came down.
So I called him, and he said, he was upset. Shouldn't be in that church at 10 o'clock. Anyway, so anyway, ever since then, he gets upset with me when I'm over here late. But sure enough, it was broken. But that was just before Bible school, Saturday night.
Oh, so
Monday
it was
morning
before
I was
Bible
here
class. Oh.
in much pain, but I couldn't get into the doctor until I think Tuesday or Wednesday. I can't remember.
Oh.
And that was just something. And Pastor Lyman always laughed about it. Always said I really fell for something. He was always making jokes about it. And I imagine he'd still remember that.
That's funny.
It's kind of funny, but I don't know any other
Well,
stories. Do you?
yeah.
Okay.
Jill got married here in
Well, yeah.
1993.
Oh.
That's,
And Pastor,
of course, we remember that.
yeah, Carlson's Carol said, "This is the prettiest wedding I've ever been to, except for my own."
Oh.
It wasn't. My daughter, she's very particular how everything went. She arranged everything. She was like the wedding coordinator for her own wedding,
Oh, wow.
and everything was perfect. but she didn't realize that her husband to be had on the wrong bow tie and cummerbund.
Oh.
He was supposed to have a white one because he was the groom. He had the same one all the
Oh,
groomsmen
all the
had.
right. Oh,
And
good.
she never even noticed it. So I pointed it out to her later.
Oh my gosh.
She said, I never even noticed that.
Oh,
That was so funny. Holly was in the wedding. So that would have been, what did you say it was?
93.
93.
And then
And that was the
and then Holly passed away in 1995 in
Oh.
January.
Now, at the time she was here, they had a college group.
Oh.
So it was her and this other guy, I don't know who he was, a great big heavy-set guy. And I don't remember who
I
else.
remember
but
seeing him,
it was
but
always just the two of them. Pastor would take them to breakfast.
Oh.
And it was just the two of them, and she got to where she didn't want to go because she said she didn't know this guy, and she said he was strange. And I don't have any idea who it was.
That's
It was
funny.
some guy, I can see his face, but he didn't come to church very much.
Oh.
But he was, if he was in college, he was older. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't
Well, that's
But
interesting.
she got to where I'm not going anymore.
That's interesting.
It's kind of funny. So where are we at here?
Oh, well, any other stories or?
Not that I can remember because I worked clear up to 04.
Oh, okay.
About the
So I
time
wasn't really involved.
when Holly passed away, that was about the time they was building the gym back here.
Oh, okay.
And I remember going back there and signing their names on the 2x4s.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Did she do
Yeah.
that too?
I
Do you
don't.
remember when?
I
that was
don't
built?
know.
The dates I've gotten are like 96, 95, 96, about
Yeah.
that. I
She
mean,
died January '95.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
it was
remember
96.
signing back there. I remember doing that. I didn't remember it until you mentioned it.
Mm-hmm.
And see, there was a lot of things like that we really weren't involved in. I hadn't been here that long, and I was working, and I worked. When I worked, I didn't do a whole lot. I couldn't.
Sure.
Oh, I was going to say too. When we started coming, my mom started coming back. That's when she started coming back.
Oh,
When we
okay.
came here, she started coming,
Okay.
and she was here even when she was in the nursing home. Tom would go pick her up
Oh, okay.
every Sunday morning and bring her.
Oh, okay.
She was here, clear up till almost a month before she died, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
And one thing I remember, Pastor Larman went to see my mom on her 90th birthday.
I don't remember which one.
They were
It was
having a
the
great
90s.
time. Well, he came to visit her one time, and there was like 5 or 6 people there because Bud and Beb used to go visit my mom a lot.
Oh, okay.
And we had a wine party in the nursing home.
Oh,
We was all sitting around in the nursing home drinking wine in her room, drinking wine. And then at her birthday party, she got some wine, and he was trying to take it. So that was funny. He was laughing about that. There was someone else from church was there at the party. I know that Dottie and Norm were there, and Nancy and Bud and Bev, and then our family. There was a lot of people. We were having a good time. So,
One thing I remember when I told my mother that I was going to be confirmed into the Lutheran Church.
she's Methodist.
Yeah, she's Methodist. She's a 50-year member of Christ on Methodist Church.
oh, okay.
And she said, I don't care where you go to church, just so you go.
Oh, yeah.
So you're in there.
Yeah. That's what's important. So, what are some significant changes that have happened during your time here?
Well, of course, the gym being built, you know.
Changes in the music, changes in the. One of the changes was the screen.
Oh,
So
yeah.
some people opposed, some didn't. I'm glad it's there. I like it, but I still like to use the book. I don't always, but
Yeah.
um,
I sometimes use the book if the hymn,
mhm.
which I pick the hymns, but
you
sometimes
don't
it's
know
like,
it.
okay, how's that hymn go? And it kind of aids me a little bit sometimes, but
Yeah, it helps you to see
Yeah.
the notes. Well, that wouldn't help him at all. You wouldn't know what the notes meant. One thing that might not be in this category that I'd like to see is us use the Bibles more in the service.
Oh.
We got these new Bibles and we're not using them.
yeah.
Like if sometime you say, open to this passage, follow
Right.
along. which people do, and I do a lot, because I don't like people looking up. Sometimes
Right.
I don't have the right glasses on and I can't see it. But on the other changes, there's always changes. The sound booth's being moved down, and
Sure.
don't believe since we were here they ever used the balcony to sit in, did they?
Not to sit in, but
The choir used to be up there.
Choir was up there, and
And they had some adult confirmation
We had-
classes up there one time.
we had some classes up there too. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Of course, the preschool coming and going
Right.
was a big change. And that, you can mention your church and they'll say, oh, I remember that to somebody outside. Oh, I remember that church. My child went to preschool there, or
Mhm.
I know somebody who did, and that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Of course, we remember the Julia Roberts wedding
yeah.
here.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
We wasn't here at the time, but Holly was visiting a friend
Over
at
that
that
way.
time down Kim Road.
Oh.
And she called us up and wanted to know what was going on at the church.
And she
We
was
didn't
whispering.
know.
She's like, "There's something going on over there. There's these buses and these people and some security people." And I said, "Well, I don't know. Never heard anything. Don't have any idea." So,
It's funny.
Pastor Carlson, he blushes when you talk about it. He don't even want to talk about it anymore.
Oh.
That's kind of funny.
Well, you know, right after I got here, the bus driver that brought him here passed away.
Right, Larry.
And Pastor Carlson came and did the funeral, and I went to the funeral, and so heard some of those stories. It was
Yeah.
interesting.
I wish Marilyn would come back. I
Yeah.
have kept in touch with her a few times, but it's been a while. And if I run into her, she'll say, "Oh, I know I mean to get back, but
Yeah.
I'll keep working on her if I see her."
So,
Go ahead.
so how has St. James impacted your faith walk? Oops.
Well, of course, when Holly passed away, that really tested our faith.
Mm.
And I remember, I don't remember who, I remember someone saying, "You really uplifted me when I came to the funeral." People were dreading to come.
Oh,
We had like
sure.
300 people in line.
Wow.
And it was freezing. It
Oh,
was one of those really cold January, but that tested our faith.
Mm-hmm.
You realize then how strong you are.
mhm.
Seeing the Christian people and how they live out their lives, their Christian lives, and there's a lot of grace and mercy here, and it's impacted me a lot. My
Yeah.
faith has grown
Oh, good.
much more here than the 42 years I was at the other church.
Oh, okay.
But we made lifetime friends in both churches, and of course, a lot of the friends came here.
Right.
So we've had all of our friends are in church. I can't
Oh.
imagine anybody not having a church.
Yeah, yeah. It does that a
You
lot.
just need that support, and in time of need, if nothing else, you just need those people. And it's nice to have Christian people to depend on,
Right.
to go to
Right.
I think we both have grown spiritually since we've been here.
Mm-hmm.
I know when we miss a Sunday, we don't feel very good about it.
Oh.
Feel guilty.
We feel guilty sometimes. We need to be there. That's all I
Okay.
can say about that.
So when you look at the future, what do you hope for St. James?
Some new members, younger,
Yeah.
Yeah,
because we're kind of a
growing old.
dying church.
Yeah.
Well, we're not dying. We're growing,
No.
but not as fast as we'd like to. But
Yeah. Somebody asked me what the average age was. Yeah, I honestly don't know, but
middle age, I'd say.
it's I mean, it's at least
We're
middle
becoming
age.
some of the older people in
Yeah.
the church. which
So I don't know.
really
That'd be
seems
interesting
strange.
to do an analysis of. I just haven't really.
Well, we're both 81.
Oh, okay.
So
You didn't have to say that. That's funny.
I had a lot of goals, but I can't remember. The outreach programs here are great.
Yeah.
I mean, and it seems like we keep adding more, and that's great because I think the whole city knows who we are and
Yeah.
what we do. So I hope we can continue with the outreach programs. And I particularly like the prison ministry one, because I picked the guy I knew, but I knew a lot of the police officers from working at Taylor because I worked in the campus safety office. And my two bosses were both former Marion police officers.
Oh, okay.
So they knew all these people, and they'd come in to visit, and I got to know them. So I have Mark Bardsley, and I forget. I don't send my cards as often as I should because I forget. But I'm sure he remembers who I am. I see him every once in a while, but I haven't seen him for a long time. But I think that was a great thing to start doing.
Yeah.
Now, but
Yeah.
Common Thread, of course, and I'm sure Kathy probably mentioned Common Thread.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Common Thread is a great ministry, and I wish we could get a few more women from here involved in it, but it's time consuming. Yes, David, I spend a lot of time on that. Mm-hmm. We only meet once a week from 9:30 to 1:30, 9:30 to 10 to 1:30, I think. And then we have a party every 2 months. I've been trying to get Darla to come, and you could come too. We do have men.
What day of the week do you meet?
It's on a Saturday every other month, the second Saturday of the month. So it'll be the 12th of April this time. And we have a speaker from First Light.
Oh, okay.
Which we do a lot with. The church does a lot with First Light. So we have Janet, I think her name's Bailey.
Yeah, Janet Bailey, yeah.
She's going to be our speaker that day. And we usually get around 30 people.
Oh, okay.
Maybe we'll get more this time because we are having about 20 people on Wednesdays now. We're getting a lot more people coming on Wednesdays to help. I don't know if you've ever been given the brochure about all that we do.
Yeah, I've seen some of that. Yeah.
I don't know if there's any other churches involved in it or not. Well, Lakeview, of course, that's where it started.
Right.
And there's people from all different churches that come. But as far as very many, there's just a few here and there. And it's a really worthwhile ministry, and I wish we could do more with that. But
was there anything I didn't ask you I should have, or anything you just wanted to share?
I wrote on here nothing we can think of.
Oh, okay.
We just feel we've made our lifetime friends here.
Oh, good.
Between the two churches.
Yeah.
Hope it continues. I wish, there's a lot I wish I could do, I just can't do physically. I used to do. Welcome station.
Oh, yeah.
Except I don't get out there on a welcome station. I do help with that, but I don't know what more I could do. I just wish I could still paint and do all that kind of stuff. I can't.
Yeah.
I love doing that. I love painting. And I see it needs done, and it bothers me because I can't do it. I probably could. I just don't really have time. So.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for asking.
Thank you.
Yeah. And we will see you next time on our 75th anniversary talks. Peace out.
Walking these streets, shadows fall, lost in a world, echoes call, searching for life, voices true, St. James Church in the heart of the blue. Breaking chains, singing new names, pushing through the night,